Hey everybody, it's Melissa with Sunday Chats with Melissa. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. I hope that this video finds you well. We are smack dab in the middle of something to the likes of nothing I've ever seen in my lifetime, and I would venture to say the majority of you have not either. But I hope that you're well. I hope that you are taking care of yourself. And I hope that you are able to be quarantined as much as possible. If you do have to go to work, you're one of those people that provide essential services for us. Thank you so much for all that you do. Please take care of yourself. Okay? Well, needless to say, I haven't done any shopping this week. Just haven't done it. I haven't gone out of the house. I am convinced I actually believe that the more of us that stay home, the more of us that quarantine ourselves, and this will be over soon. I don't know what soon is. I don't know what soon's going to look like. I don't know what it's going to look like after this is over, but here is the thing. We all have to do our part, and we all have a responsibility here, and our responsibility is to stay home if we don't need to be out. That's just that. I know some people have to grocery shop, and some people still have to work and things like that. And, you know, that's just, it just needs to be done. But I have my food delivered. I have a whole food order coming this evening. According to Jessica, she went to several stores just looking for like lunch meat and that sort of thing, and there's none to be had in Virginia Beach. So find a place where you can secure what you need. If you can do it online and have it delivered without any, contact at all, no contact delivery, that's even perfect. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you can go right on Amazon Prime, go through Whole Foods, select your Whole Food that's near you if there is one. And normally they'll do it within an hour. I placed it yesterday morning. It's not coming until 10 o'clock tonight, but, it is what it is. I didn't expect it to be an hour. Not in this day and time. So, anyway, stay safe. Stay safe and keep other people safe. It's our responsibility. So I haven't done a lot of shopping, but what I have been doing this week is a lot of organizing, a lot of getting under cabinets, and seeing what I actually have. I come from a long line of people who like to have spares of things. And that's not just in my favorite top. It's all things. Cleaning supplies, toothpaste, razors, hairbrushes, whatever. It's all things. And so I really needed to take oh. Thought I hadn't cut the mic on. I really needed to take kind of stock of what I already had before I placed another order, because I went on Amazon to order this morning, and a lot of things aren't coming for a month. That's not what we like to hear from the Amazon. We like to hear about, we're going to press send and submit order, and it's going to be here an hour later, but that's not what's happening these days. And so I've been taking stock of what I actually have so that I'm not buying things I don't need. I'm actually revamping like under my kitchen sink so that I make sure that I have all my disinfectants and cleaners and some of the things, because I use a lot of Method products. I don't know that they're what we need in this time of disinfecting, but I do use them to clean. But I was able to make my own disinfectant with some products that I had on hand when I wasn't able to get any at the store. So there's that. So I've separated them in that way. I have a lot of dish soap. I order from the Grove, and they do Mrs. Meyer's stuff, and I just, anytime they had a little set, I just went on and ordered it. So, and I don't even like to wash dishes. I put them in the dishwasher as much as possible. So, but that's what I've been doing. I've been rearranging the house. For those of you that don't follow me on Instagram, why not? You have no idea of the information and fun things I have to say over on the IG. I mean, I can't make a video every day. I can't entertain you every day on here. So pop on over to Instagram, Sunday Chats with Melissa, and follow me there. You'll be glad you did. So I've been doing a lot of taking care of the house and take care of myself. So in taking care of the house also entails taking care of yourself, because if you're like me, I think that busyness keeps us from doing things that we really need to do, whether it's taking a good long look at ourselves, whether it's coming to terms with some characteristics of ourselves that might need a little tweaking, whether it means taking care of our home in certain ways, cleaning and organizing. And when I was very busy, I think that's why I have so much cleaning supply, stuff like that. When I was busy, I was like, I don't know if I have that or not. Why not? Let me just get another one. So I don't have to worry about it. But there's no sense in spending a lot of money now when you don't know what's to come. I so look forward to the day when we could all come out of this and kind of just reconnect with our people again. And, this is hard. All of this is hard. Not working, not being with our family, not being with our friends, not being able to go out and get what we want when we want it. It's all hard, but we can do hard things. And we can do them, and then when it's over, we get to rise. So after the hard work comes the rise. Just like my friend Glennon Doyle. She doesn't know she's my friend, but she is. She says we can do hard things, and after we do the hard things, then comes the rising. And I think that's probably good for us in a variety of aspects of life. I posted something on Instagram yesterday where it said, where's my phone? It says something to the effect of being okay with being alone or something like that. And I think that because we're a people who like to be with other people, and social things are so much more popular today than they were years ago. You have breweries, and you have so many more restaurants, and just there's so many places that you can go and meet and greet and do what you need to do, that us actually sitting still and being inside means being alone with ourselves. And that's a lot of reason that people are having a hard time, I would suspect, being alone, because once you're alone with yourself, you're with yourself. And so what I posted was, and this was from Wild Women Sisterhood, which I love their Facebook group. So if you don't already follow them, scooch on over there and give them a follow if you're so inclined for just kind of uplifting information for women. It says, learn to love your time alone and to really enjoy and celebrate it. This doesn't mean that you don't want to be with other people. This doesn't mean that you would rather be alone with other people. What it means is there's nothing more empowering and liberating than rejoicing in your own aloneness. And so when you sit with yourself a lot, as we have been, I've been sitting with myself for over a month now. We're going on like 7 weeks I've been sitting by myself in my aloneness. And there's some things you have to come to terms with when you're sitting by yourself and you have nothing to keep you busy. It's you, yourself, and you. And so I've done some writing in my notebooks. I've done some writing in my journals, just how I feel and how and just handling all of this. I haven't always done everything right. And I haven't always said the right things and done the right things and handled things the right way. And for a lot of those things, I still suffer those consequences. And sometimes it's hard to sit back and take a look at yourself and realize the mistakes that you made and the repercussions of those and how you didn't handle them properly. And I just feel like it's my duty to do some self-checking in, some self-love, some self-something. And figure out how to do things better. Figure out how to act more appropriately in situations where I'm afraid or scared or feel like I'm being cornered for whatever reason. Not physically, of course, but metaphorically. Um, so I feel like that's my duty, and I feel like this is the best time for that because I have nothing else to consume my time. I have nothing else that needs my attention more than this, and I think that it's my duty as a mom and a girlfriend and a sister to a lot of people and to my Jessica to figure out some of my stuff, you know. A lot of people have been very patient with me for a long time, and I don't know that I always deserved it, you know. So anyway, that's some of the things that I'm doing. Some of the other things that I'm doing, as far as the house is concerned, is I went through my freezer and I went through the refrigerator to make sure exactly what I had before I placed my Amazon order through Whole Foods and before I placed my farm order that comes every week, because I want to make sure that I'm utilizing the food. I want to make sure that I have what I need for some recipes, and it's not like I can just dodge out to the grocery store. I can. I choose not to. I choose to stay home. So in this time of uncertainty, I want to be as certain as I can for things that I need. And I need to eat well. The last thing I need to do is sit in this house for an unforeseen amount of time and not take care of myself properly with food. That is the absolute last thing I need. So I went through the freezer and I said, I have a side-by-side. And listen, you give up a lot of life and you get a side-by-side freezer. You can't put a pizza in there. You can't do wide things or whatever. So I have an ice maker that makes like Sonic ice, but I have a little tiny freezer. When you have a freezer that's this big, you have to organize well. So I made an entire row for like sweet things. Like I have my Fireball, which everybody should have in the freezer. And my Screwball. That was something somebody told me about that I have in there that kind of tastes like caramel, and you keep it in the freezer too. And then I have like some cookie dough and ice cream, and I made Jess a birthday cake, you know, an ice cream cake. So that's in there because we haven't seen each other celebrate. So that's in there. And then I did a whole row of like frozen fruit. So if I wanted to make a smoothie, or if I wanted to make a pie, or, you know, some sort of like Whole30 friendly type thing, you know, just cooking some fruit down, even though I know you're not supposed to use a lot of fruit in Whole30, but we're in dark times here. It's a pandemic. And then I have vegetables, and then I have meat, vegetables, fruit. So I have everything separate. So I know exactly what I have in my refrigerator. I don't think I could have said that 2 days ago. I had no idea what was in there. I also have a bag of frozen candy in there just in case even more dire times come. I do. Okay. So as far as the refrigerator is concerned, what I did was I went through and I got rid of anything that was old or, you know, that I had cooked and had not eaten, which I try to be very careful. I try not to have a lot of leftovers that I don't intend to eat because it's just wasteful. So I cleaned out all of that. I cleaned all my Pyrex, you know, bowls out or whatever that were in there, which really weren't that many. But what I went through was my vegetable crisper, and I put all of my cheese in there, kind of just set it in an order where I could see exactly what I have. I have some like cheese sticks and sliced cheese, so I have all of them to one side, and then in my other part where I have my lunch meat, my cream cheese and things like that. And then also down in my crisper drawer where I keep my vegetables, I actually went in, and if I had not already done so, I took them out of the container they came in and put them in a Ziploc bag with a paper towel, because, you know, vegetables produce a lot of water, and sitting in their own containers can make them go bad quicker. So I changed them to a Ziploc bag with a paper towel. If you want to be a little more eco-friendly, you can put them in your Pyrex or whatever with a paper towel, and you can do that. But I don't have enough room to do all of that. So I took my celery and sliced all the leaves off of it because I wasn't going to utilize that for anything, and just put my celery in there. I sliced up an onion for a meal this afternoon and went on and put that in there. And then in my other drawer, I have like fresh beets and fresh turnips and carrots and things like that. So I have them down lined up in the drawer. So I know exactly what I have, and I put it in the order that I had purchased it, and how things will go bad so that I can cook them first. So I did that. So that made me feel like I kind of had some control over what was coming in and going out, because I think the last thing we need to do is be wasteful in these times, and especially where food is concerned, because I really did not think that the stores were going to had barren shelves already. And I think there's a lot of produce and things like that available. But as far as like processed stuff, meats and lunch meats and sausages and things like that, apparently that's what was really barren. And also eggs and milk and dairy things. So some of the cheese that I don't intend to use, I'll go ahead and put that in the freezer, because most of the time when I eat a shredded cheese, I'm putting it in something that's hot, and I'm going to melt it anyway. So I just don't want that to go bad. So that's what I've been doing to kind of take care of that. And what else did I do? I cleaned out over the washer and dryer. Exhausting. You don't even know why you have stuff there. You're like, what is this? Like, how many stain removers do I have? How many bottles of laundry? I mean, it was just a lot. And then I have things that I don't use so much of my washing machine, like my spiralizer that goes on my KitchenAid. And I have stuff for my Ring doorbell back there, and a salad spinner. And my gelato maker is back there, and my cake decorating stuff, which I'm not going to decorate a cake anytime soon, but I do need to do a happy birthday on the ice cream cake that I made for Jess, so I'll have to do that when we get to see each other. But so all of that needed to be organized and just straightened up and combined, and it was just a lot. It was just a lot, but it's very gratifying to be in your house and kind of know what you have. You know what I mean? And so if you haven't already done so, do that. If you have some extra baskets around the house or some boxes or something where you can kind of organize under your pantry, under your sink, in your pantry if you have one. I don't happen to have a pantry, but do that. It's just real gratifying to have things organized and to actually know what we have, because we live in a culture of abundance. And I think that's another thing that people are finding kind of hard to believe now, is things aren't really abundant. And we don't quite know how to deal with that. This is unprecedented. And especially the millennials, they really don't know. My daughter had to go to her college and clean out her dorm. That was so sad. It was so sad. Bless her heart, she was born, 8 days before 9/11. So she was born in the middle of our world being turned upside down. Terrorism, all of it. Death, Twin Towers, just depending on just everything. She was 8 days old when that happened. And then here she is finishing out her first year in college, just loving life, living her best life, really living her best life, just handling college on her own. She doesn't need me. She is on her way. She's on her way. She makes her own decisions. She does her own thing. She calls me when she needs me, and that is rare. But I'm telling you, that little girl does her own thing. And when I went on Find Friends and saw that she was up there, I'm like, what is happening? Because we had just gotten word that they could go back and get their belongings to finish out at home. That we knew this semester was going to be done at home, but we didn't know they weren't going to allow them to come back. And so she's going to get her things, and she took a picture of her room, and it looked exactly like it did when we went there in August, and it made me weepy. But these millennials, they're resilient. They're resilient. She's sad because her friends are far away now, because she's made so many friends while she was gone. And so that's what she's sad about. You know what I mean? Like, she's got an apartment. She's getting ready to move it too soon. She's not worried about that dorm room, but I am. I am, because mercy. So anyway, there's just change and upheaval everywhere. Change, and we're going to get better. We're going to get through this. We're going to get through this together. There's an app apparently called House Party that my friend Ann put a shout out on Facebook for us to download, and apparently it's kind of like a live gathering or whatever on your phones, wherever you can like check in. Who knew? I logged on, downloaded it, and then she called me, and I guess she was having a shindig, and I was on the telephone and couldn't answer. This is very sad, but that's something. That's something that you can do if you're at home. Download that app. I don't know exactly the intricacies. That I don't know what those are about it, but check it out. Check it out. It's better than going out. You can't go out. Don't go out. You gotta stay home unless you have to work. So, and while we're at home, and talking about abundance, I've been going through my makeup drawer and just kind of doing a little simple something for when I'm at home. Because here's the thing for me. I don't know about for you, but for me, if I sit around in my pajamas all day, I feel like I have no purpose. And I feel like, oh, okay, I have all the time in the world. Like it's, we don't have all the time in the world. And so I decided this week that every day I was going to get up, have my coffee, do my little, whatever, my morning routine with the dogs or whatever. And then I was going to enjoy my coffee, and then I was going to get dressed. I was going to put some clothes on. Not going to be crazy and put on bras and stuff like that. I'm going to sit in the house. But I'm going to get dressed. And there's something about your attitude that changes when you put clothes on. I'm not saying a suit. Don't put your work clothes on. I'm just saying get out of your pajamas, whatever those are. I saw a meme, I think on Facebook, somebody said 9 p.m. is the time to take off your nighttime pajamas and put on your new nighttime pajamas. And I just feel like I don't have a purpose when I sit around in my pajamas all day. So I have made it a point to actually get dressed every day. And I will put on a little bit of makeup. I'm not going to put on anything I'm going to go out in. But when I catch a glimpse of myself in the mirror or something like that, I want to be able to see my regular self that I'm accustomed to looking at. And I really have toyed with just making a schedule for myself this week. Getting up at a certain time, eating just like I would in a regular, normal day. Not to be controlling or anything like that, but I just feel like there's some things that I want to do. And when you feel like there's an abundant amount of time to do it in, you can kind of put things off. And so I'm going to make a little schedule this week and get some things done that I've been wanting to get done that had been on my to-do list for a while. And I have the time to do it now. There's zero excuses. Zero. One of the things that I wanted to do, and this may sound silly, but I want to finish The Crown. It's only 3 seasons. And I started in January 2018 during the blizzard. And the reason I know this is because I made this, and I posted this on Instagram. So again, if you don't follow me, you can slip over there and see it. But I made this. The Crown is, well, first of all, of course, they have their accents. So you have to listen really hard. So you have to pay attention. It's not something you can do while you're playing words with friends or knitting. You need to be right here. But I find my love of history is all about the wars. I love England. I love anything that has to do with the royal family. I'm in. And so I'm going to make it a point to watch all 3 seasons of The Crown and get myself caught up. And why did I make this family tree? Because it was a lot. And the way the story is told isn't necessarily the way that we learned it. Because my major is history when I went back to college. And so it's not necessarily the way we learned it because we didn't learn it in a story. And so I knew a lot about Winston Churchill, but I didn't know how he fit into this aspect of it when it came from the Queen. So I'm very excited to get back to that. I got my little chart out. And I tried to start at season 2 where I had left off, and I felt like, that's not going to work. I'm going to need to start back over at season 1, so that's what I'm doing. So that is definitely on my to-do list for this week. I'm going to do it actually after I get off of here and edit this video. Here is the face palette that I've been using. It's called Born This Way, and it's called the Natural Nudes. It's gorgeous. It has this beautiful palette inside. There you go. I don't know if you can see. There you go. It has some light colors over here, and they just kind of digress down to darker colors down here. And what I did was a really simple eye. I don't know if you can see it. I just used, hold on. I used this color. It's called Maple. I used Maple in my crease. And then I just went in with Cocoa, which is this one in the corner, and just kind of brought that down. And then what I did was I just kind of worked it in so that it kind of blended into the beginning. And then I went back and used Truffle, which is this really dark color here, as a liner under my eyes and above the lash line. And then just added about 3 coats of Superhero It mascara. So that's all I did today. And then I felt like a really red lip was in order, and so I used my Believe Beauty liner. It is in the color So Chic. That's the line that's sold at the Dollar General. I had this Ulta color. It's called Signature Color. It's a beautiful kind of dark red that I thought was really pretty with like just this plain, simple monochromatic eye. And then I topped it with this butter lip gloss called Orange Sickle. So I think it turned out really pretty. It was 3 totally different colors, but I really, really like them. Something else I tried out this week, I had bought it a while back and just hadn't tried it. It's the CoverGirl Olay Simply Ages. It has foundation with titanium dioxide sunscreen. Say that fast 10 times. And has broad spectrum SPF of 28 and instant wrinkle defying. So this is the container for that if you're interested at all in looking that up. But I found it gave really good coverage, and it has like a little hinge back here, which I thought was where you opened it, but you actually open it in the front, and then there's a sponge, which I would never use. But you actually screw off the top to get to the product. So it has this kind of swirled little number going on in there, but I found it to be pretty good. It had nice coverage. I tried it with a sponge and a brush. I liked it with the sponge better. And the other things that I have made time to do is do some really good like mask and stuff like that. And the masks that I've used are these. I get a lot of these in my FabFitFun box. I don't know if you guys get those or not, but if you don't, I would certainly hop on over there and get those because I really, really enjoy them. So, I have this one. It's called a hydration cream mask, and it's by Ahava. It is a great little mask. And this one, it says, infuse thirsty skin with active hydrating mask. And the instructions are, where are they? I am so nearsighted, it's pathetic. Oh, here they are. Apply once or twice a week. Rinse after 3 to 5 minutes or leave all night. Ahava. I'm not going to bed with a mask on, so I'm not leaving that on all night. I've talked about this one before, but my Purity made simple pore extractor. I love this one. I have been using it about once a week because I've made time for that. I actually have been using it on Sunday night, so I'll probably put it on tonight when I'm watching The Crown. I also use this It foundation brush with it. It makes much easier application and way less messy. I really like that. I picked this up from QVC, and the last time I checked, my friend Candace called and said, hey, do you like that pore extractor mask? Because they have it on QVC, and they had 2 of them and a Purity Made Simple face cleaner for the price of what I was paying for one. And I found that a lot with It stuff. So I don't know why that's happening, but also the where is it? My It by my line serum that I use. One of them was like $60, and now they're selling them two for $60. So I hurried up and ordered those and canceled my old auto delivery. But you can pick these up at QVC, and if you go to QVC, go to your Ebates and get you some back. Right now, I think it's like 7.5% is a rebate that you can get. These Karuna ones are ones that I have gotten in my FabFitFun box, and I love them. I did one yesterday morning, and I usually do them twice a week. They're real easy. They're just like a whole mask on paper that you kind of put on your face and then peel the paper away, and then you just let them sit, and they're so moisturizing. But there's a ton of different ones, and I know Target has a lot of face mask and things like that um, that you can pick up by different brands. But I get so many in my FabFitFun box, I'm kind of all set. But I didn't do it before because it just wasn't a priority, you know. But I love them, and most of these are for the face and eyes, and they're hydrating, and you know I need that. I think I've talked about this before, but I love this Benefit blush bar. It is beautiful. First of all, it comes with this gorgeous mirror here, and then the brush just fell out, but it comes with the Hoola bronzer, and it comes with 4 different blushes, and then there's a little brush here. But this is a great palette to just have to go along with your Born This Way. I mean, this is your contour, you have a little bit of a highlighter there, and you have a couple of blushes, so you're kind of all set there. I have been loving that, and I just love the packaging of Benefit. I just think it's darling, and I think it's kind of I don't know, it's just kind of retro to me, and it makes me just kind of think about my childhood, you know, when I think about that. Also, this Generation Clay, this is a brightening purple clay mask. I have not tried this. This came, I think, in my FabFitFun this month, and I haven't tried it yet. But it's a brightening mask. And so I have a little bit of discoloration here and a little bit here, and then I have some down here. So I have to read the instructions better to know if I can use it down here or not. I'm not really sure, but that's another mask that I have in my little kit of mask. So when I organized my bathroom, I also organized my like beauty thing where I keep all things beauty, so when I get out of the shower, everything is like right where I need it. I'll take a picture of that and post it. It's a lot, so I'm just going to tell you that. It's a lot of stuff, but I know all that I have now, and everything that I need is right there. I also started following Jamie Golden a while back on Instagram, and she's like this skincare and makeup kind of guru. She also has several podcasts. The Bible Binge is one, and shoot, what is the other one? Where they talk about pop culture. Gosh, I can't think of it right now. But anyway, if you just do Jamie, I think it's Jamie Lynn Golden or Jamie Golden on Instagram, you'll find her. But she talked about the Japanese way of cleaning, and it was actually quite interesting, and I started it. I'm not gonna lie to you, it is it's a lot, and I actually had to write down a postcard for myself so that I would remember. So you'll see that in the back of the sink there. But it's 7 steps. And I really did feel like my skin looked better when I did all of those. And so I'll just real quickly read you the steps. And you're supposed to do this pretty regularly, like every day, but I do a lot of them every day. I don't do all of them. But the first one is to cleanse, and this is usually using an oil-based cleanser. And so I use the Palmer's Rose Hip Oil Cleanser. I use that, and then I cleanse again. So the facial wash, after the first one is to remove makeup. The second cleanse is to remove the leftover dirt and product that was left over after the first step. So it's a double cleansing. And then you exfoliate. And you don't want to do that every day, but that's step 2A. Then you tone. And I have been using the Miracle Water by It to tone, and I love it. I love it. And then there is an essence. So if you have like serums or anything like that that you want to use, that would be the time to do it after you toned. Let's see. Yeah. And then, well, it said step 4 was essences, and then 5 is serums. So I don't think I use any essences. I don't know. But then there's serum, and then your eye cream, and then your face mask. So, of course, that's not something I did every day. But now that I have time, I will. And then you moisturize, and that's it. And so I really did do that for a while. And I have to tell you, it really, really does work. And my friend Gwen at work, at my old work, she has the most beautiful skin you ever want to see. And she said, oh, yeah, the Japanese skincare. Well, yeah, I didn't even know, So I didn't know if you'd ever heard of it. I had not heard of it until now. But, well, until then. And now I actually have time to use it more than I did. So, anyway, that's something that you can do while we have a little bit of extra time on our hands. And why not have a spa day or a spa night or whatever and just take care of yourself? If your husband or your partner is there and they need some care too, put it on them. Everybody can wear a mask. It's good. Spa night is good. All right. And so I posted yesterday on Instagram, and some of you may already know this. Sorry. But I had been indulging in too much sugar and too much bread over the last couple of weeks. And my body gets so inflamed by overconsumption of those two things. And I wasn't eating a ton of it in one sitting. It was just like, sandwiches for lunch or whatever. And then some sugar or whatever, and some ice cream. I mean, once this was here, we were eating ice cream and cookies. So, but, so I'm back on my whole 30-ish. And what I found when I was at Target a couple of weeks ago when I was getting the toilet paper, I don't even remember when it is. Everything just kind of runs together now. But I found these Tazo teas. Oh my gosh, they're delicious. And so these are like my dessert now. And I will get myself like a little small shortbread cookie or something like that along with them. But this one is called Vanilla Bean Macaroon. Yum. And they smell delicious. This one is called a Butterscotch Blondie. They smell and taste exactly like their title. And this one is my favorite. Glazed lemon loaf. If you were lucky enough to get your hands on Lemon Ups, the Girl Scout cookies, these taste exactly like them. They are delicious. If you can get to your retailer and get those safely or whatever, or order them online and pick them up, I would highly recommend it. I did pick up the 3 on Amazon. It was significantly more expensive. I think they're $3.50 a box. I think I ended up paying it was $20 for all 3, so $6 a box. I paid a little bit more than that, but it was worth it. I didn't have to go and get it. They brought it right here. But when this quarantine is up, me and this teacup, we're going to go find some more of those. That's exactly what we're going to do. So, what I say to you is our time here is up. I hope you have enjoyed this chat. I hope that this is the beginning of a week for you of calm, of serenity, and a time where you can find some peace with yourself, with this situation, and what's happening in our world. If you can give back to others, if you can order things to go from your local restaurants, if you can support your local breweries by going and picking up beer, and your wineries by picking up wine, and just support your local small businesses as best as you can, all the while keeping safe. If you can help somebody who doesn't have what they need, if you can help your school system, if you can help your church, if you can help whoever and are able, please do that. But most importantly, before you take care of anybody else, please take care of yourself. Okay? However that looks for you. I hope that you take some of these things that I've said today and find some humor in them. I hope that you found some information here that maybe you could find helpful. And if it wasn't, and you just wanted to pop on to see what on earth is she talking about today, that's fine too. And so before I sign off, I'm a tiny bit over our 3 minutes, but before I sign off, let me just read you a little something that that we can take on to our week. Um, Not all. Some of them come to clear your path. We don't know why this is happening. We don't know what's going to come out of this. I remember at 9/11 thinking I was a better person for having gone through that, you know? So when this is all over and our paths are cleared for whatever it is He has for us, let us be open to that. Okay? All right. So until we see each other again and until we chat again, thank you so much for stopping by. If you haven't already done so and you want to subscribe down below, you can do that. You can also ring the bell and you'll get notifications every time I upload content, which is Tuesdays, Thursdays, and of course Sundays for my Sunday chats. If you're here and you're part of the family already, thank you. Thank you for coming by and listening to me talk yet again. All right. Take care. Have a great week, guys.